using lack of logic or reason. Characters are logical. Characters are
Okay,
beyond
so
sharing.
no illogicality. Okay, no illogicality. I got it.
Austin,
What else?
dude, Daniel, come on, bro. You were like, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue.
Ryan kept saying over and over that was not his argument, but he never got.
I promise you, he said that argument 4 times, repetitively, over and over,
give Ryan
and then he denied it.
tell us
Ryan did speak for 5 minutes straight. I promise you he did. So he said he spoke for 5 minutes straight, bro. I even left BC for while he was talking. Anyhow, now Tensa, okay, so we're just arguing upon VSPW, I'm assuming, like, what character goes higher than others?
Unless Hacks decides who wins the battle, then yeah, sure.
I don't want to do hacks. You want to just argue what characters, like, no, like, I don't really want to do hacks.
Oh, I do want to do Hacks. I think Hacks is a very important factor when it comes to, like, versus battles.
Let's say, for example, when it comes to versus, I'm not saying SBA, though, like, I don't get SBA, so if that, like, takes away the disconcern of hacks, I feel like they could do that.
Well,
but Tensa, when I'm saying outscaling, I'm saying, like, when it comes to our level, like, where our characters cannot be equal, my character is beyond yours, where your character cannot even pertain the knowledge to, like, touch my character, or, like, even know my character exists.
So, like, what? That's just higher existence. Like, what?
Okay, so that means your character cannot pursue my character to attack it. That means the hacks wouldn't be applicable. You know that, right?
Yeah, dimension. For example, if you're using versus battle wiki, which I'm pretty sure you argue to be like confined to dimensionality, then in that case, yeah, he's not going to be able to perceive it since dimensions add extra perception. They add new ways of perceiving things.
Any theory I use, Tensa, is definitely going beyond fucking like VSPW.
Cool. That's not really what I'm saying, but
let me
sure.
find. Well, okay, Tensa. Let's say it like this. I don't like doing. If it comes down to hacks, I can argue with you. I don't like using hacks, but I can definitely argue it with you.
I don't really care if you find using hacks interesting or not. Like, I don't fucking care about scaling in general. If my character is omni negation, your character tries attacking mine, then yeah, it's gonna get fucking negated.
Oh, Tensa, that's where I'm trying to get at. Because I want to say that, like, how do we do this? Can we do outscaling first, and if it results in our character scaling to the same level, they can do hacks?
I know exactly, and this is how I know that you know the argument I'm gonna use, because you know that I'm gonna argue hacks. So that's why that's what I'm trying to say. And don't call. Can you not cut me off?
Manipulate it. Go ahead.
Can you not cut me off? Thank you. Yeah, so you do know the argument, and that is why I'm saying I don't fucking care about scaling AP, because I'm not gonna scale AP. I'm gonna prove that my character is gonna replace everything your character has, and that's just how you're gonna lose. Simple as that.
Okay, Tensa, but here's where this comes in. I don't like doing fucking hacks. That's so disgusting, dude. Fuck. You know what, actually? Let's see.
Hacks is disgusting, and you're the one who just talks about how fucking set theory transcends everything. Can we just get to the debate?
I was gonna 100% use Bulma's implicate and explicate order against you, but I don't want to, like, I want to do AP.
Yeah, whatever that is. Yeah, sure. Whatever the fuck that is. Can we just get to the actual debate? I don't want to fucking listen to you rambling, bro. Okay, so I'm gonna scale hacks. I don't know if you want to scale hacks or not. What's my premise?
If I go first?
No, I want to go first. No, I don't fucking care. I've already sent my scan.
I don't care, though. I'm going first. No, I'm not reading it then.
Sure, just don't address it then. So Meng is a transcendent being who's a part of I Shall Seal the Evidence, who has the ability to replace the essence of everything. I'll give you the Oxford definition. Should suffice.
He's a transcendental being. He was something from the starry sky.
Oh, now you're reading it. Okay. Just make your mind up if you're gonna read my shit or not.
He replaced all essences, all natural laws, and all magical laws.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
when it says magical laws and natural laws, though you're arguing across for like the properties of non-logical shit like that.
Well, what are you talking about? I'm only talking about essences at the moment. I don't fucking care to talk to you about what the fuck fucking natural and magical laws mean.
That's cool. Okay, listen. Essence, the intrinsic nature or indispensable quality of something, especially something abstract, which determines its character. So, like, what extent is this shown to go to? Is it the extent that go to the laws of logic which you're trying to extend to? Or
it says all. It says all.
Properties, like, it says all?
Yeah, is there a reason not to take the scan at face value or what?
Face value? I mean, I'm asking to show its actuality because there's blatant, like, it says, for example, there's certain statements of character doing action, but character doesn't actually even do the action itself. It says potential statements that don't even happen. So,
well, what's the likelihood of that? Oh, you want me to verify this happening?
I mean, I think you verify the
how do you think I can do that? Can you give me like some methodology for that?
Yeah, sure. If this character is actually shown doing this within this fictional, like, this character is actually shown doing this.
Oh, it's a light novel. It's a light novel, so you can just use like the D1 argument on me. And why talk? Wait, Reaper, is it possible for you to not talk over me?
I can try to be cordial about it.
Oh yeah, please try console yourself. So, what is the argument you're trying to make?
Sure. Whenever we say these, like, properties, I'm not trying to use D1's argument because I think it's ratty. When I'm saying this, I'm saying, is there actually anything inside of this fictional narrative that shows, like, him actually doing this thing? All it's saying is he's a transcendent being that does this and does that, but it's actually any evidence of him actually doing this.
How does that work in a light novel? Just tell me.
Oh, sure, because if there's a light novel statement like saying, oh, this it shows him actually saying, oh, well, Juan did this, or Juan slammed this guy's head into the ground. Juan used this ability where it does this exact action, then I would consider it to be true because it's actually shown to be doing it. It's a statement showing he actually did it.
The statements don't show you anything. They just give more consistency, but the lack of consistency for the scan that I'm showing you doesn't dismiss the argument. So do you have anything that's non-fallacious?
It's what do you mean non-fallacious? Wait, actually, I want to talk about
this
that.
Is you're just pulling Reaper. You're just pulling a reverse bandwagon on me. You're saying because it's not consistent what I'm showing you within the series, supposedly.
I'm not even saying that.
Then yeah, it should be dismissed. Yeah, you're saying that I need to prove you like I need to provide some form of like extra evidence to show that this is consistent in the narrative. Yeah. So what are you arguing?
When I'm arguing is like okay, in a light novel, we both know how it goes. It's like, for example, there's certain characters that talk about other different characters. No, I mean, obviously, if you could show me a statement saying he actually
it's only off of statements.
Yeah, I know, but first, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, do what D1 did. I'm trying to like actually like be real for a moment. In this case, it says he, a transcendental being. It's someone else speaking about this guy. Is there actually any statement showing this guy
it's an
actually
author statement.
Interpreting it? It's an
author statement. Yeah.
Yeah, show me an author stated this. Like this isn't some fictional character side that we're saying this.
Yeah, every single character statement is marked with quotation marks, but I'll just send you one of the chapters.
Good.
Such a weird ass argument. What the fuck? Never had someone try this ever since Swifty. Oh. Yo, click that link for me.
I'm not clicking, bro.
Yeah, it looks like a novel. If I grab your IP, then yeah, that's your problem.
It's whatever, bro. It's IP or not. It's whatever. I don't really care.
After all this Archie shit, your IP should be your last concern.
Yeah, on God, so I'm just like going with it. Okay, Tensa. What am I looking at inside of this?
It doesn't matter. Just start reading it. You can see that character statements are all in quotation marks.
Character statement.
And there you go. Your thesis is now defeated. So, what else do you have to say?
I want to know. Wait, listen. So you're saying that there's a distinction between the author saying something and the actual like fictional character saying something?
It's obviously distinguished with the quotation marks. Like, do you not think the quotation marks? Do
you mind just sending me the chapter of where that's at, and I can read it, and I can tell you, like, I can like agree with it or disagree with it?
Why do you need the chapter?
Because like you're cropping a picture, and I'm asking you to like show me the actual context of the full context of itself, showing like who actually stated the statement.
Yeah,
like you're claiming to be someone.
Yeah, it's the author. Brother, I just answered that question.
And you literally just sent me a link, and you said, "Oh, well, inside this they quotate like every person that says something." And I'm asking, like, I don't really see that at all inside of this. You said the refutation of my argument is that these characters are a quotation of the character speaking, not the author.
Reaper, are you talking to a human or an AI?
And so this is what you just said a minute ago. Like, you literally said this out your mouth.
There's a fucking brick in your head. Reaper, if I send you a scan to show you why quotation marks... Yo, and you're talking over me again, Reaper. Can you let me give my argument, or are you just gonna keep talking over me? Make your mind up now, because if you're gonna keep talking over me, then yeah, I'm just gonna take it as you don't want to debate. Like, I don't fucking care.
Tensa, and then this is wait. Actually, I'll explain the process is gonna go around because it's either gonna go down route A, where I ask you to prove what the author is stating to be true, actuality.
No, Reaper, you're doing something I didn't ask you to do. I don't want you to progress with the arguments. I just asked you, are you gonna keep talking over me, or are you gonna like let me give my argument?
Your argument, go ahead. I'll listen.
Yeah, sure. So if I send you a link that shows the distinction between character statements and author statements, and you just don't say anything to that and just bring up some new random shit that you came up with, do you think that really addresses the same issue you're like trying to call out on me? Because I don't think you're adding anything new. I've already addressed the very same point.
I don't think you did actually, because when we say these exact things of author, can I say something and then you cut me off? Actually, I'll start cutting you off. Stop cutting me off. Let's be fair about this. So when we say these exact things, the author can state these things to happen inside this fictional verse. It doesn't mean it's actuality in itself. It's up to you to prove to me what this author is saying to be true in this fictional verse. You saying, oh, there's a distinction between the author saying it. I'm asking you to prove what this author is saying to be true. If I was to take this exact same logic, it's saying, oh, what the author says is true, so we have to take this into appeal, and it's actually true.
So are you questioning the statement? Are you questioning this statement, or
remaining agnostic until you can prove to me that's actually shown consistency or actually shown to be true inside the story?
Oh yeah, so you are questioning it. You don't have to go on a fucking tangent explaining what you are and what you're not. Like, I don't care, just say you're being skeptic. So if you're gonna play like a skeptical role in here, then I need to ask you, do you have any reason to doubt this scan being like invalid, false, fake, whatever you want to name it?
Actually, I'm gonna ask you, like, where's this from? Like, what chapter is this from exactly, Tensa? Do you mind if I ask that first?
Again, you already asked me that. I've already responded.
No.
And you didn't think it was that urgent because you clearly didn't try press me into giving it to you. So now you can give me a reason why you want to doubt the scan.
Okay, I'm saying the exact thing of it is because you're claiming something to be true. When you make these exact claims, you're in reference to saying something is true, you're verifying it is true. And you're saying it's true due to the author saying it's true. And I'm saying, is it actually shown to be consistent inside the narrative? That's the reasoning, or that's the built upon reasoning of why I'm calling this into question or asking about it.
That's such a bad way of presenting my argument, so I'll just clarify for everyone listening. My point is that when we're reading a light novel, we obviously only have statements. We don't have the more empirical type of verification that D1 likes to bring up when he uses the same argument Reaper stole from him. So we have statements, so we are forced to take some of these statements as true, and I'm giving to him this one statement, this one that I sent in scans. If I have this statement and Reaper's trying to question it, obviously, when we have narratives that require us to take some statements as being axiomatic or self-evident, you're gonna have to need some way of reasoning why I should provide further evidence or you can like even doubt the scan's validity, because obviously this is under a system in which the normal thing we do, the norm is that we assume things to be the case. So Reaper, do you have an actual compelling argument, or are you just gonna sit here and talk like fucking shit out your ass?
Because you keep hiding behind this like little argument of yours, like, oh, the author said this. You keep hiding behind this like, a lot. Like, you do this an awful lot.
That argument is gonna be your sleep paralysis demon next morning. Like, shut up.
The fuck up, retard. So Tensa, listen. When you keep hiding behind this, like, oh, this author said this exact thing. You keep saying, oh, because like it's a narrative. Besides of a novel, they can't do this exact thing. In a novel, they can do this. Like, for example, SCP is a perfect example of it.
SCP is not exactly a novel. That's extremely disanalogous.
Like, not really. The author, they do the same exact thing your character does right now. It's the same exact analogy of this. It's not disanalogous at all. It's an author writing it down and them showing consistency inside the story of other fictional characters realizing this to be true. They do it several times. It's an exact example. So stop hiding behind this. It's a light novel.
Can I call you out on derailing? Can I call you out on derailing here?
Not derailing at all. It's just refuting what you said.
No, I'm just smiling at how fucking stupid your argument is. You're talking about verses that have some form of picture. I don't want to say empirical deck because that like might be a bit of a big word to you.
Watch this.
So see, SCP can have picture-based verification. So can Naruto. So can Bleach. I'm not saying it's true because it's an author statement. I'm saying it should be taken as true, or we ought to take it being true, because we are forced to do this, because under the structure of a narrative as such, we have to do this in order to even get a story out of it. You can't just sit there, read the first page of a light novel and be, oh, but is this true? Is this true? Is this true? Obviously you can't do that. But you can do, however, if you want to question it, do you know what you should do? When you look at like a different chapter, for example, and that has like contradictory information, then yeah, you can look at it and say, oh, well, was this really the case? Did they really mean this? Because obviously, over time, you're going to have more information for this. But you can't just sit there and say, yeah, you need to prove that this is true or this is false. Because I don't really have to do that. It's supposed under the same narrative that every single light novel appeals to. So, Reaper, I'll ask you again. If not, if you can't really, like, give me a reason why I should prove this, then I'm just going to, like, we can just conclude here.
You said something in your statement just now. Like, I want to contend it.
I said a lot of things.
Yeah, I know you said there's some specific thing you said though. When we look at exact narratives and light novels, like authors make statements all the time of characters maybe being potentially able to do something and them not being shown to do this at all. I'm not saying it's false or true, but I'm saying by the statement this author is saying this, there's no consistency showing it to be true. You're trying to take it at face value to be true. This one single statement that we don't even know if it's actually verified to be true. And you're saying, oh, we can't call into question whether they're narratives. You don't do that the entire time. People do it all the time. And you keep saying, oh, it's a light novel, so you can't do that. I even gave an example of, for example, and you said SCP with pictures. Like, that's stupid as fuck. So for one, how it goes, like, you say, an author states characters can do action, and they show other characters inside of the fictional narrative showing the more support or more evidence of them doing this exact thing, which you can properly do. There's a lack of evidence supporting your case.
Oh, Reaper.
You're hiding behind a light novel.
Do you remember? No. The only thing, you didn't even refute anything, and I'm just saying. So this is a bit external to the debate, so don't call this a red herring or anything. I just want to inform you of this. The only reason I proposed this debate is because someone said, I'm not going to name anyone, but someone said that you have very good argument tracking skills, you have good way of responses and stuff like that. But do you remember when I first tried understanding what your shitty ass dookie booty argument is? I asked you, is your point that my argument just seems inconsistent because there's a lack of evidence, and you denied it? Were you trying to lie to me all this fucking time, just
No.
misleading me with your argument when I quite literally asked you if this is what you're gonna say? And I already told you,
Tensa.
I've given a refutation to this very same argument. Even back then, I told you, yeah, this is just like a reverse bandwagon. You're just saying because there isn't enough evidence, we shouldn't take it as true. Like,
I never said that.
I did say
Christ.
that. I did say that, Reaper.
Okay, but I didn't say it's not my argument itself.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
saying to
My
tell, like,
apologies,
listen.
my apologies, Reaper. But that is what you said.
By the same logic, Tensa, by the same exact logic, I can pull a statement of saying this author stated this character could do anything in fiction. Oh, you can obviously call into question whether this
Cool.
is true or not. Okay, but not face
That
value should that be
appeals-
taken to be true still?
Reaper, that's already wrong. That's already
By
disanalogous.
that
You're
logic,
appealing.
characters can do
No,
paradoxical things,
Reaper,
correct?
Reaper, no, Reaper. The thing is, you're giving me an example in which an author appeals to another like narrative. If I'm understanding your example correctly, because if I'm not, then if it doesn't appeal to another narrative, then I don't really care about it.
I'm
But
so tired.
yeah, I know you are. I usually get tired when I have to spend 8 minutes in school as well, because I'm fucking schooling you on how to question scans and shit like that. But okay, so Reaper, the point is, if you have an argument that you're trying to give me, okay, which is just literally just, yeah, the scan isn't shown to be consistent from what I've shown you before, and I'm not gonna derail with the fucking examples you're giving me, because I've already addressed most of that. So I'm just gonna give you like the entire argument I had from the beginning against this, when you forgot what your own argument was. So me not showing you consistent basis for a scale does not imply that it's false. And because we are forced to do this under this narrative, and because the authors can say shit in their own narrative, which we would take as true till we see some form of contradiction, especially in light novels, but I've already been over that. So, as the norm would suppose, I'm the one who should have like a higher degree of probability of being correct in this case, and that is exactly why I want
Why
you
is that
to
actually?
provide.
Wait, let me know that. Wait a minute. Wait. Like,
Oh,
prove that actually. I want to
Reaper.
know that. Yeah, go ahead. Let me know that.
Okay, Reaper. Most
Yeah, go ahead.
statements in light novels have to be true in order for us to build a narrative upon that. We have to assume them being true. That is why I brought up to you, like a bit before. You can go on and read a light novel and be like, oh, is this true? Oh, is this true? Is this real true? No. What you do is read another 2 or 3 chapters and see if the information aligns with other information you have. You don't show them, yeah, this exactly happens, or does this actually happen? No, you don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
No,
Yes, you do.
compare. No. You
Yes,
compare
you
the
do.
information given from different chapters and then see what seems to be the most consistent theory for what happens. That's the only way to verify
Hey,
something being hyperbolic, for example.
That's not true. Tensa, the problem with this is though, is I've already like explained to you, and I don't think it's probability at all, because when you say you keep like hiding behind this like novel, it's a novel. All you have to prove to me is that in this
Yo, that's
exact
circular.
I already no, I'm really not. To keep hiding behind this
wanna
saying, it's a
conclude?
novel. And I want to repeat what you just said. When I read a novel exactly, an author may state, SCP 3812 is the strongest character in fiction. Like it beats everybody. And like listen, if we can go through the actual story itself and more stories and stuff, and it's contradicted. And you saying, just because this one statement says this exact thing, it doesn't mean it's actually true at all. And you saying, just because it's a light novel, we have to take it at face value. And whenever that's not like that's entirely of it's false, because you can read it, and if it has no consistency within the narrative, not showing to be consistent at all, it's just one single statement you have that you put outside your ass. It's not probable at all in any way. So like that probability claim you just made, it's not probable. You're saying just 'cause
Reaper,
it's one
I've
statement,
already
probable
addressed this. Do you want to conclude to someone, or do you just want me to like leave that on the recording?
You guys have it on recording at this point.
Yeah, my conclusion is just gonna be that I've addressed everything the scary Ohio man said, and he hasn't refuted anything. He just kept making claims and examples of like authors talking on other narratives which they have obviously no authority over. But I've already broken that down in the debate. It's none of Reaper's business. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yeah, Reaper, do you have anything else you want to bring up against this scan, or what do you want to do
just
now?
did something out of the ordinary. I'm specifically
Sure.
referring to authors that have control of their own narratives, but they're writing down these characters doing these specific actions. And if this author statement is actually shown to be true within the actual narrative itself, and you can prove this inside a narrative through other consistent statements of other fictional characters.
You're changing up the whole argument now.
I'm really not. You took it like you said it's like you straw man me like a bit right there, Tensa.
No,
I
don't
would give an
think.
example of
Okay,
this
can you
author
just?
writing down 38
They're
false
already
positives.
concluding, Reaper. Like you can't say new shit now.
No,
You
I'm
didn't.
not
You never
changing the
specified
argument.
that. This is just
Because
gonna
you
be
never
left
actually
up for
mentioned outside.
interpretation. No.
Tensa, you never said
Reaper.
out loud, oh, he's appealing to some author's perspective. I said an author wrote down
I
38
told.
12.
Oh my
I'm
god.
literally that perspective already shows that I'm right in that case. That's what you just said is completely
Yo,
wrong.
Reaper. I've already addressed most of the shit you said. Do you have another argument against like why Meng Hao shouldn't have disability or anything?
Meng Hao has this ability. I kind of.
I mean, it's in the verse. I don't even care. It's in the verse.
Asked you. I kind of asked you the extent of it, and you said, "Oh, it means all," and I asked you to prove it could refer to all. Like in all scenarios, does he actually do this? And you never said that. You never proved that either. This is one of those like face value things again.
Because because I don't have to. Hello.
So
Context doesn't make a difference. Context.
It does.
Reaper.
What? We rely on semantical evidence
Yo.
for every single statement there is.
Reaper. Are you aware of the fact that you just fucking called me off again and misunderstood what I said?
It's just what you said at all. We rely on semantics and whether a statement is true or false, correct or incorrect.
I was not even going to talk about semantics. I was not even going to talk about semantics, bro. I was going to talk about logic, but of course you had to cut me off. So you're just, I guess you're just never going to know my argument. Let me local mute myself, and then I'll explain the argument in the recording, since you don't want to listen anyways.
What the argument is, Tensa? I'll listen. Go for it.
Oh, you sure will?
I'm listening. I think I already know it, but go ahead. Tell me what your argument is.
You said this the last 5 times anyways. So the argument that that you're trying to say, bro, have I not already explained this shit to you, bro? Yeah, so when we say all, we are applying a categorical proposition, right? But the thing is, context doesn't change the structure of the categorical proposition, nor does it address like anything of that sort. So just saying, yeah, it refers to like X and Y, it doesn't really change the fact that it refers to all things. You can say it refers to X and Y, but that's already contained within the term all. So unless you have some way of verifying that this is contextual,
yeah, I want to
in some restrained sense.
Let's go over semantical like for a minute. Let's go over semantics for a moment. No, I just want to talk about this with you, okay? I just want to talk about this with you for a moment. He, a transcendental being, was something that was a starry in sky.
We've already
the vast expanse could not accept. Wherever he stood, he replaced all essence, all natural and laws. They're making a statement of what he does, like he's going to do, like what he can do. Potential and actuality is a different thing. It's possible. I'm saying what he might or may be able to do. My fault. Sorry, I mistermed.
Yo, bro,
I'm saying may be able to do.
Reaper, your entire argument relies on the foundation that they use the term can. Where the fuck do you see that in the scan?
I kind of mean may. Because semantic is showing may be able to do this.
Listen. Reaper, I'll read this out to you. No.
I didn't finish.
Yeah, and I didn't get to address what you said, so are you gonna shotgun or what?
No, I didn't get to like finish my sentence. You cut me. I wasn't even done my argument. You cut me off fully.
You already made a point.
Not even a
so then you're just
more evidence supporting my scenario than yours. More evidence supporting mine than yours. Yes, it is.
No,
actually,
I read the scan out to you because you don't know what you're talking about. Wherever he stood, affirmative. He replaced all essences, affirmative. All natural laws, affirmative. And all magical laws, affirmative. Where the fuck do you see a counterfactual in this?
Well, there's
or anything of the sort.
Oh, this character. Well, because when we take in every single narrative statement, they can say, "Oh, said character is this thing. Said character is this actual. Is this thing."
Yeah, who the fuck moved me?
Thing.
Someone fucking moved me from VC.
At face value, just at face value.
Yo, Reaper, you're gonna have to restate that. Someone fucking moved me from VC. So go ahead, restate what you said.
Oh, you're funny, Tensa. Oh my God, Christ, dude.
Reaper, I don't really want to continue this. So if you just want to conclude here, I'm down to conclude. Like, this isn't gonna get any more interesting than that.
I want to grab something real quick. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna say epistemically, like, okay, through epistemic, like, I'll word it like that, yeah, sure. Whenever we look at statements, I should say epistemology, actually, sorry, my fault. Whenever we say epistemology, I'm saying a term, the theory of knowledge, especially with the regard of its methods, of validity, of scope. Epistemology is the investigation that distinguishes justified belief and opinion.
I know what epistemology is.
But I'm telling you, in this case, you're providing me with an opinion. I'm asking you to prove this opinion to actually be true and justify the actual thing itself.
What the fuck makes it an opinion? What's the difference between an opinion and the statement in formal logic?
Because when we look at semantical, like when we look at statements or context, everybody in this VC could look at this thing and have a different perspective on what it could mean or what it could possibly not mean.
Okay, so
Correct?
do you have anything supporting your interpretation of it, or are you just gonna stick to
My
like
interpretation of it.
whatever
It's
you've
this
been
author
doing so
saying
far?
this character. Well, Tensa, I think we're coming to like a thing on this. You're saying that you're kind of agreeing with the consensus of what this author is trying to state with me, and then you're coming out to say, oh, well, it's true. There's a gap here. Statements and actually shown to be true statements is a thing here. Because I can make a proposition that, oh, Tensa's
This
a
was the
fact.
last
This means it's
argument,
true.
Reaper. This was the last argument we went over. Do you have anything
You didn't
else you
refute
want to
it.
bring
I don't
up?
think you refuted it at all, Tensa.
We
Because you're trying to say
fucking
like face value.
Supposing I didn't refute it, we fucking concluded on it. Like, why are you bringing up the same shit that we just concluded on?
Tensa, if you think you won, you want to stop recording actually? Or you want to just continue to argue?
Sure,
even though,
I'll
like,
stop.
you
I'll
wanna-
stop